too many tabs open, right? What I've noticed is that every call that I'm on, a lot of people are talking about tabs being open. Like that's how they describe their experience, right? And it's just these unfinished tasks. It's unmade decisions. It's the background worries. It's the things that are just on their mind that they can't get off their head. The rejection sensitivity that someone said something, so just keep hold of that. Oh, I'll deal with that later. Oh, I don't want to do it now. Like it seems boring to do now. Like I'd rather do this first. Like so, these tabs consume our attention. They drain our energy and they prevent forward motion. And because this is the week 3, and we're talking about habits, this is a habit that really needs to be reinforced as much as possible. Like just the noticing of this, right? So reality transurfing, I've already said it before, but anyone that's new here, I'm reading this book called Reality Transurfing, and it's changed my life, man. Like, just have it on repeat every day, man. At this point, like, it's just making sure that all of these concepts are embedded in my brain cell right now, downloaded. And energy is the compass, right? What I'm noticing is that if I put my energy on depression, anxiety, oh man, I don't want that to go wrong, and this, why, I don't want to fail, all that stuff, right? What happens is it amplifies that experience because the energy is so strong for the focus on that thing is that it ends up just manifesting, right? And that's the power that we have as ADHD is that we are really good at hyper focus, and we can hyper focus and put our energy, all this resource energy, we pull it into a specific thing, right? Whether we worry about the thing or we are just really excited or like interest-based thing that we love, we're going to put energy into it, right? And we just have to be very careful about that because if we when our energy is scattered and then it just kind of takes us in this place where we just be more resistant and it's just not really a good place to be, then of course, like, if your energy is clear and then the reality just cooperates with that, right? So open tabs equals constant energy leakage. That's how you got to see it. Like this is an energy leakage right now with these tabs being open. And just like if you think about your computer, like if you had 100 tabs open right now, your computer is going to be a lot slower, right? Your browser is going to be slower. It's the same with you, and you just need to just like let go of some of these tabs. You're just keeping them open just because you feel like they need to be open. They don't, right? So you need to declutter, and decluttering is not productivity. It's energy alignment, right? And this is the reframe that we needed to hear is because you might feel like doing all this stuff with your to-do list, like, yeah, check, 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 check. That is so productive. I've done so many things on the list. It's not, but it's not really too much about the list. It's about like, why do you even have a list in the first place like that? Like, why does the list have to look that big, right? It's like it's just consuming a lot of energy. Like it's just decision making now. So we have this FBI journal, which is standing for friction, what's blocking me, blessings, what is it teaching me, or what am I grateful for that it worked, right? And then obviously, how do I move forward with integrity? So there's different ways that you can use the FBI. This is really common for, especially if it's a bottleneck, like what we're dealing with on this video. We'll be talking about more the bottleneck side of things. So it's like you've got this friction, something that's blocking you, is stopping you from moving forward because maybe you think that this project's overwhelming or something like that. So that's the block, right? That's the bottleneck. And what is this teaching me? What am I learning from this blockage right now and this friction that I'm dealing with right now? What is it teaching me? Is it teaching me that maybe I'm overcommitting? Is it teaching me that I'm putting my energy in the wrong things? Is it teaching me to set limits? Like, right? And then what's my intention moving forward with integrity? So integrity is really important for us because we lack a lot of it when we're undiagnosed, saying yes to loads of things and then not following through. If you have 100 things on your list and you only do 50 of them, and then next day you put another 10 on there, and then you just keep doing that for the rest of your life, like, of course, you're not going to have any belief on things working out or you completing lists. You're not building any trust for yourself, right? So this isn't journaling for journaling's sake. Like, yeah, just going to not write my thoughts for 1 hour, just randomly. Like, no, there's many types of journaling you could do, but this is the type of journaling that I do, is that I'm looking for like these feedback loops, like closing these loops, right? What is the current bottleneck? That's what I mentioned yesterday in yesterday's lesson. Is like, what is the bottleneck that you want to deal with? What's the constraint? For example, it could be too many unfinished projects might be the thing. That's the bottleneck, that you just keep on starting things, not finishing it. Digital clutter. Maybe you just got loads of open tabs. Maybe you've got loads of apps on your phone. Your phone is full because you've got all these screenshots in there, and now you need to delete stuff because otherwise your phone's gonna be slow. There's lots of things, right? What is your bottleneck? And then what you then do, of course, is look at the friction. So what's really happening? Like, where am I resisting right now? What feels heavy and draining right now? Like, instead of avoiding it and going to like a vice like sugar, or all these other things that are fast, quick dopamine sources, maybe just sit down for just a moment just to see what's actually going on, like what's actually going on, and just document that. Like, what am I actually avoiding right now? Just done a doom scrolling session, but why did I do that? Like, what was I avoiding when I did that? Because you're only going into social media for one real reason, really. You might disguise it as like, yeah, man, just do research. Like, you could say that if you want. Oh, yeah, like just having a break, had a hard week. You could say that, but you know, most of the time we're going on it because we're avoiding maybe discomfort, we're avoiding boredom, we're avoiding something, right? So this is not self-judgment, it's just pattern recognition. You're just seeing the pattern that you've created, that maybe it's just you've not really noticed it, so you just keep doing it. You just keep thinking it's the norm, like yeah, just pick up my phone and check my phone, like 100 times. Like, you check how many times you picked up your phone. Like, it now tells you how many times you pick up your phone per day. I checked mine the other day. I was like, damn, yeah, that was a lot. Yeah, it's just scary. My one was scary, man. I'm even gonna tell you the number, but it was scary, right? um so yeah, this friction often shows as you know misaligned obligations, right? Overcommitment. Pendulums pull in your energy, right? So you're getting sucked into something like I don't know, some opinions or criticism or whatever, right? And then there's a decision hasn't been made. So, like, because it's not been made yet, like, it's just on your mind, it's just plain on your mind, right? So it's stopping you from taking any action. And there's a couple more as well, right? But frictions and open tabs, mostly these tabs exist because of the indecision, right? And what we really want to be looking at is, what is this teaching me, right? Now we need to flip the perspective. Like, what am I learning from the stress that I'm feeling right now? What am I learning from this avoidance? What am I learning from the friction of starting this? Like, what awareness did this friction give me, right? And what is this bottleneck revealing? Like, these are types of questions that I do with my clients, because this is what's needed. And I think sometimes maybe we just don't have enough time to sit down and think about these things ourselves. If you ain't obviously working with anyone on something like this, or you're not bouncing ideas or anything like that, just put this in ChatGPT. Just ask it, ChatGPT. Or I've got a surprise for you guys actually, this week. Might even do it today, after this. But GPT, maybe ask ChatGPT, right? Just put the prompts in. What pattern am I now conscious of, right? So just seeing these patterns, noticing them, and noticing them for what they are. And then now it's easier for you to now do things in a more better way. Like, blessings are not about positivity. Like, oh yeah, what's the blessing? Like, yeah, like, like everything went perfect today. Like, no, it's not about it being all glamorous and everything. It's just more about, it's just the clarity that you get. That the blessing was like, oh, I'm so happy that I found out that this is the reason why I'm feeling anxious right now. So now I could work on that. And then intention examples would be, instead of saying, oh, like, a lot of people use the word fixing. I just want to fix myself. I want to fix this ADHD thing. Like, it's not about fixing anything, right? You just need to close like 5 browser tabs, right? That might be one of the, the things that you're going to choose to, close down some of these tabs, decide yes or no on one task. You can archive something, that, I'm just going to archive that for now, schedule or delete later. All right. that this is kind of like the kind of decisions that you need to make. And like I've got here, and I'll talk about it more in the next lessons, but it's just do, delete, delegate. Like you kind of need to just have one of those three things. Get rid of stuff, and most of the time it's delete, you know. So ask yourself tonight, which tab am I ready to close? Because that's going to be really, really important on this journey. Is just noticing how many tabs you got open and just acknowledging that, oh yeah, I've got too many open, you know, like I don't really need to have this much open. I'm having them open because I just felt like they were important. But if they were so important, and then why are they still open, and why is it nothing, that the world hasn't ended, right? Sometimes you start things and don't finish it, and you never finished it, and it's like a year later, nothing really happened, right? Like just close it. Like, sometimes we're just easily influenced, and that's the problem. Like maybe we're just easily influenced by too many things. We end up taking on too many things. But you want to be able to enjoy each thing and see them through, and then have it as complete, and then move on to the next thing. Like that's what you kind of want to get used to doing as an ADHD now. And it just helps you just to be more clear-minded, and you start being a bit more. You're not as forgetful, right? Because you just have too much on your plate. So yeah, give it a try. Take it. Peace.